But yeah, let's dig into some Bundesliga action. This match day, things started off well. Everything was 9:30, so I'm gonna take it from the top here. Bayern Freiburg, um, Pauly. i- Interesting lineup for Bayern. I mean, they had some injuries, and then obviously had the title already wrapped up, so we're able to play around with things a little bit. But ultimately, looked dominant. I mean, this is a Freiburg side that's been in really good form. There too, are fighting for Europe right there. Have really been through the ringer, but have taken care of business. Um, what'd you like from Bayern? I mean, Lewandowski, your man getting the brace.
Ah, you jumped around the order here. Um, yeah, I guess it was a really interesting lineup. I joked about this that morning, but I was seriously hoping that they would somehow give some minutes to Manuel on the midfield, but we want now. Happen someday. But I mean, yeah, it was a good, I think, injection of just youth along with the established players, and I think a lot of them stepped up there and showed what they can do. Um, I was hoping we could see Kuzans get a goal out of this and help make you spend some money for jersey.
Yeah, I had a little bet pregame when I saw my man Kuzans and Sarit Singh. I got a fire truck driving by. Told the boys I'd buy kid of their choice if one of them scored a goal. I think Kuzans came. I mean, they both came out very active. I was interested to see them on the wing because don't think of either one of them. I mean, I know Sabri, he can get out there. He's a little kind of pacey. But I was interested to see Kuzans on the wing too. They look good though. They look good, and it was cool to see Lewandowski was distributing a lot. I think early on in the match as well. Saw him drift out wide and kind of lobbing some balls to them. There's a big one to Sing that if it hadn't got deflected, I think that was goal. And he could tell too. Ball had a lot of pace on it. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's fun to see. Chris Richards got some time. Um, we saw Musiala get in there as well. I think he's what? How old is 17? In
Seven.
a couple months. So yeah, breaking that record for youngest. Yeah, all in all. But what's interesting is Lewandowski still gets a brace. Kimmich gets the goal. On paper, it looks like the routine Bayern day, uh, which I think tells you a lot about where this team is mentally and physically right now. Anything else up to you from that one? We're quiet on Bayern this week. We're quiet on Bayern this week. I kind of get the sense too. I kind of get the sense too that everybody's like, all right, this one's done. Let's poke out. Let's get ready for Champions League. It's been it's been calm. Like we're excited about the league title, but there's definitely a larger picture, and it's cool to see that from this team. They're still playing with that energy because in the past we've seen Bayern teams after they've clinched the title. There's the historic one, I think in the 70s, they called it the hangover game when they showed up after celebrating the title. And they said the players were literally hungover and got smacked. None of that from this Bayern side right now. Which I think is cool too, to get that injection of youth where it's like guys that are going to be the future, now are getting an opportunity to get a lot of time and they're hungry.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a little bit different given the fact that there's such a large break between competitions. So there's not a game to be looking forward to that you can put all your focus on, where it's just you have to play out these last two games and then you're going to get a break and then you'll have to get up for another game and then you'll get a break and then you'll have to get up for another game. So I think that sort of changes the mentality of it a little bit to where, there's not a Pokal fixture that's, imminent to where you would be caught looking ahead.
A burning question that kind of touches on that. Will these breaks help or hurt Bayern as they move forward on their hunt to the treble?
I think it's going to help them. You're giving this team enough time to all get healthy and rested. We saw that they did pretty well coming back from an extended break just now, but with the likes of Coutinho being able to stay around, more weapons potentially available to them for Champions League. And we've seen that it doesn't seem to matter what combination of players are put into that starting 11, they find a way to win.
You agree, Stevie?
Yeah. I've always heard that long layoffs are terrible or a bad thing because you get too complacent, and you kind of just like let it kind of sit down. But the way that Bayern came back after that extended the 2 month off, it was like you can kind of see them needing that layoff because people were getting hurt left and right. So you're getting people back that normally probably wouldn't have been able to play the last couple to finish out the season. So now you're going to get, what is in a month or so in between the Pokal final and Champions League resumption.
Yeah, and I think that I think right now they're talking about scheduling 2 or 3 friendlies that are going to be in between that too. So that's going to be something to watch too, is to see what those friendlies are looking like, who they're going to be against.
Yeah, I think I don't know that they said that no one who isn't already on the squad can join the Champions League squad. So
Yeah.
no matter who they bring in the transfer period, none of them can play in Champions League, which kind of hurts because you want to kind of get that chemistry going. But at the same time, that could be a good thing because you don't want to bring a brand new player in on a Champions League squad that's in the quarterfinals right now.
Yeah, that's what we touched on with Timo to Chelsea, or even a bigger one if the Sane
Yeah.
wrapped up, you bring Sane in for Champions League. I know
Yeah,
he's coming back from the injury, but just like that's crazy.
yeah. So yeah, that whole all that right coming, all those questions coming in. But I think this Bayern squad, they're one of the most dangerous squads I think we've seen this year out of any of the top flight clubs that are in Champions League still. We've seen Liverpool struggle coming out of the gates.
I was about to say it.
We've seen City struggle out of the gates. Barcelona struggled out of the gates. Madrid has struggled out of the gates. Juventus has struggled out of the gates. So you have all these clubs that are just now trying to find their footing, and it's just not there.
Need to go.
Bro, you see that?
What you say?
I was checking to see because I know City had put Leroy Sané on the bench recently. Mm-hmm. He got into play today in their 5-0 win, but they lost Aguero just before halftime to a knee injury.
Uh-oh.
Pep said it doesn't look good.
Uh-oh. What's the news about Suarez too? Talking about Suarez leaving Barca?
I don't know. I haven't seen.
I saw somebody saying he's gonna leave like super cheap. I don't know if it's true or not.
They've been talking about him leaving, but they look terrible against Sevilla.
That's a German mentality. I mean, I've talked about it last week. Like when you go look at the regimen that Flick had them on, and a lot of these guys have been hungry. I mean, you said it, Keenan. Injuries have been like these. Like think about it. You're going in isolation. You're probably watching these Atleti videos. You're watching the Madrid videos. Just like in your mind, you're in there grinding. Like that's how I imagine Goretzka. It's like in there just pressing.
Right, like watching. Got the picture taped above the bench press and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Of like the game with Vidal, where he was like, these referees are rats. Yeah, I mean, it's personal for this Bayern squad. It's very personal. Somebody brought up too. You remember the Goretzka Boateng fight? In the first half of the season, they said Goretzka hasn't been right since. He's been grinding since the fight. Oh man,
both of them been grinding since the fight.
The only fight I remember is Louis and Coman.
Oh man, yeah, they